Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I like the random color changes that's going on here. But we got a Golgari theme booster because I got the pre-release kit version after the release, obviously. And so me and a friend both got our own themes. So the plan is to make a theme booster. Well, not booster, a deck. What's English? I don't know anymore. So yeah, I already forgot what's in these, so I'm just gonna go ahead and open it. So I think it's semi-randomized cards, like it's not even a booster technically, but whatever. But it's like cheaper than the amount of cards like if you bought a booster. Oh yeah, because it comes in this. I forgot about that. Because Friday Night Magic's later, and I'm actually off work, so all my decks have rotated out of standard. Help me. Anyway, so to opening the theme booster. Oh yeah, the MTG Arena code. No one cares. My computer can't run it. Nowhere near. So therefore, I don't care. And I hate to say that because I love Magic. I would have loved to play Arena. I got an invite to the beta, and my laptop back then, which is better than this one, couldn't run it. But so be it. First card is Pitiless Gorgon. It costs 1 and two hybrid black or swamp. Swamp or forest. It has death touch and is a 2/2. And I do like me some death touch. Like them taters. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Just leave me alone. Okay. Next card is Undercity Uprising. It costs Swamp, Forest, and 2. Creatures you can control gain Death Touch until end of turn. Then target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Then we got Rhizome Lurcher. It costs 4 Swamp and 2. It has Undergrowth. It enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. And it is a 2/2. I don't have much to work with for decks though, so that's going to be fun. Then we got Erstwhile Trooper, which is 4 Swamp and 1. This card, a creature card. Erstwhile Trooper gets +2/+2 and gains trample until end of turn. Activate this ability only once each turn, and it's a 2/2. And then we've got Golgari Locket, which costs 3. You can tap it to add Swamp or Forest, or you can pay 4 of the hybrid Swamp Forest. Tap it, sacrifice it, draw 2 cards. I don't know if that's really worth it, but yeah, it's an option if you need it. And then we got Golgari Guildgate. Enters the battlefield tapped, and you can tap to add Swamp or Forest. Then we got Mood Mark Painter. It costs 2 Swamps and 2. Undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gains Menace and gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. And it's a 2/3. See, I'm not so big on that. I know it's a big thing in this, but I'm not so big on it. I did not look up anything before picking the guild I wanted. I just was like, I like Forest. I don't usually do Forest Swamp, so let's do it. Then we got Crawl Foragers. It costs Forest and 4. It has Undergrowth. When it enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life for each creature card in your graveyard, and it's a 4/4. See, the problem with this is I like to keep my creatures alive. But I understand Golgari's life and death, you know. Then we got Vigor Spore Worm. It costs Forest and 5. And when it enters the battlefield, target creature gains Vigilance and gets +X/+X until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard. Vigor Spore Worm can't be blocked by more than 1 creature. Kind of might put that in there, even though it costs a lot. It's a 6/4 because it can only be blocked by 1. So more than likely, whoever's blocking is dying. We got Crawl Foragers again. Then we got Vicious Rumors, which costs a swamp. It does 1 damage to each opponent. Each opponent discards a card and then puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. You gain 1 life. I actually like this card. Because, I mean, it only costs 1. I mean, it doesn't do a lot. But it only costs 1. It's going in the deck. Probably only have that one of it, but still. And then we have Prey Upon, which costs a forest. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Which I guess, that works also to send creatures into the graveyard, I guess, if you want to. And then we've got Severed Strand, which costs swamp and 1. As an additional cost to cast a spell, sacrifice a creature. You gain life equal to the sacrificed creature's toughness. Destroy target creature an opponent controls. Woot woot. And then we've got Crushing Canopy, which costs forest and 2. Choose 1, destroy target creature with flying, or destroy target enchantment. I feel like there was something like this before, but I don't remember what it was. So, whatever. And then we've got Pilfering Imp, our first uncommon, I believe. It costs a swamp. It has flying. You can pay swamp and 1 and tap it, sacrifice it. Target opponent reveals their hand. You choose a non-land card from it. That player discards that card. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery, and it's a 1/1. And then we've got Golgari Raiders, which costs forest and 3. It has haste. Undergrowth, it enters the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature card in your graveyard. But it starts as a 0/0, so if you don't have any creature cards in your graveyard, it dies immediately. Which I don't like. It should have been a 1/1. Especially 4. I mean, haste, and then it dies immediately if Undergrowth doesn't do anything. Oh well, but I mean, I guess if you're playing that, you wouldn't play it unless things were dead. Next, we got Undercity Necrolisk. It costs swamp and 3. Pay 1, sacrifice another creature, put a +1/+1 counter on Undercity Necrolisk. It gains menace until end of turn. Activate this ability anytime you can cast a sorcery, and it's a 3/3. In its territory, living isn't in front. I kind of like that. And then we got Crawl Harpooner, which costs forest and 1. It has reach and undergrowth. When Crawl Harpooner enters the battlefield, choose up to 1 target creature with flying you don't control. Crawl Harpooner gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the number of creature cards in your graveyard that you may have. Crawl Harpooner fight that creature, and it's a 3/2. So it's like 1 turn reach. And we got Lotleth Giant. It costs swamp and 6. As undergrowth, when it enters the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to target opponent for each creature card in your graveyard. I kind of like that. And it's a 6/5 because, I mean, imagine if you have so much small shit that's dead, they could be dead. Unless they have find a way to prevent it. Then we got another Mood Mark Painter, which I do like that card design. Another Prey Upon. Then we have a Glowspore Shaman. It costs forest and a swamp. And when it enters the battlefield, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. You may put a land card from your graveyard on top of your library, and it's a 3/1. I mean, if I had more scry to know the top 3 cards, wouldn't hurt me. But then again, if I'm doing creatures, death, undergrowth, it wouldn't be that bad. But you know me. Then we got Okran. I don't know. Okra. We're going to call it Okra. Okran. Yeah. Assassin, like Okra. Leave me alone. Forest, swamp, and 1. It has death touch. All creatures able to block Okran Assassin do so. And it's a 1/1. Well, at least everything's going to die against it in theory, right? Shouldn't it? I'm going to look that up later, by the way. Then we got Portcullis Vine. It costs swamp. It's a forest. My brain. It has Defender. You pay 2 and tap it. Sacrifice a creature with Defender. Draw a card, and it's a 0/3. Nature's way of saying, take the long way home. And then we've got Undercity Uprising in. Then we've got Swarm Guild Mage, which costs a swamp and a forest. Pay a swamp and 4, tapped. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain menace until end of turn. Or you can pay Forest and 1 and tap this to gain 2 life, and it's a 2/2. I like that. Enough menace and they can't block. Then we got Molder Hulk. It costs 4 swamp and 7. It's Undergrowth. This spell costs 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. When it enters the battlefield, return target land card from your graveyard to the battlefield, and it's a 6/6. I mean, that's nice if you have 7 creature cards, because then it costs 2. 2. And what's not good about a 2-cost 6/6? Then we've got Bartilson Bats. It costs swamp and 3. It has flying, and it's a 3/1. I mean, not that good, but at least it's flying. We got another Glow Spore Shaman, another Rhizome Lurcher, and another right dropping card in the floor. Then we've got Erstwhile Trooper again. Then we got Okran Assassin, as I'm calling it. And then we've got Golgari Find Broker, which costs 2 swamps and 2 forests. When it enters the battlefield, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, and it's a 3/4. And then we've got Rampaging Monument. It costs 4. It has Trample. And it's just a battlefield with 3 +1/+1 counters on it. Whenever you cast a multicolored spell, put a +1/+1 counter on Rampaging Monument. It starts as a 0/0, but it has those 3 counters, so it's a 3/3. And then we have a rare, Charnel Troll. It costs swamp, forest, and 1, and it looks like it might be like misprinted, or maybe I'm just crazy. Yeah, I'm just crazy, like always. It has Trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, exile a creature card from your graveyard. If you do, put a +1/+1 counter on Charnel Troll. Otherwise, sacrifice it. Pay swamp and forest. Discard a creature card. Put a +1/+1 counter on Charnel Troll. And it's a 4/4. Not bad, but I don't know how to feel about that. Well, that is the Golgari theme booster from Guilds of Ravnica. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.